struck by waves of terrorism. People were kicked out of their homes in the middle of the night. The threats were clear. Either you become a Muslim or you will be slain.
1 week before we came on Palm Sunday, 2 churches were bombed and people were killed. And we thought shall we continue to do this trip or postpone it? We said, no, let's take the stand. Christians are here, they are suffering. We have to go on because Jesus is a conqueror. He's a victorious God.
There were about 185 families that ran away from Al Arish and went to Ismailiyah. Many of them lost family members during the last month. The first lady I met, she said one night 2 men from ISIS, they just entered her house, and she said they didn't say anything. They just went directly to her husband and they killed him. They burned the whole house with her husband and son inside.
The house is on fire and my husband and son are dead. I didn't know what to do. I was praying that the Lord would extend his hand to me and stand beside me. I was alone.
The second lady we met, she said, my husband wouldn't leave. He would say, I'm Egyptian, this is my city, and I love my country, I love my people. The country is not for ISIS, it's not for Islamic parties, it's our country. And they threw a bomb on him.
While I was in the restroom, I heard a strong explosion that shook the house. I ran out and found my husband on the rug. Blood was everywhere. My daughter was devastated as her father was destroyed before her eyes.
I asked the lady if I could give her a gift. I handed her the navigator, and I told her how it's the word of God that's going to help her to go through all these difficulties. حطيه كده وتسمعي. هعلمك عليه هلا تستعمليه ازاي، اوكي؟ الخدمة اسمها Leading the Way، وهدفهم يخبروكي انه يسوع بحبك ورح يهتم فيكي.
I had the opportunity to talk with one person. He was born to a Christian family. The father was a man of God. He was shot in his head in the marketplace.
I gave him a hug and kept weeping. I couldn't stand up. I was like a baby. I was crawling in the street. I saw how my mother was devastated. So were my brothers.
He was living a dual life. He knows God is the best and he should follow God, but at the same time he was living a worldly life. I said, why don't you decide to be for Jesus Christ, 100%? And he said, I would love to. قل له أبويا السماوي أشكرك.
أبويا السماوي أشكرك.
أنا أعطيك قلبي يا رب.
أنا أعطيك قلبي يا رب.
I'm blessed to witness this era in the Christian history. And I think the history will write about it later. Say the book of Acts has been lived again.